Welcome to episode 4 of my book picks for the seeker. Someone who wants to dive into the occult or the craft and wants to know what languages they have to learn to speak. This episode is herbalism. So I think whenever someone wants to become attuned with nature, they should start to understand the plants that populate this planet. So the first thing I would suggest is getting yourself some sort of encyclopedia of plants. So this is the Ultimate Encyclopedia of Organic Gardening by Bradley, Ellis, and Phillips. It's an indispensable green resource. So if you're going to become the real deal, if you're going to become an herbalist, magical or medicinal herbs, you might want to understand how plants grow, what part of the plant is edible, what part of the plant is in its most potency at what time. And then you know what? You're going to find out people plant by the moon. So astrology is hidden in herbalism as well. And plants also have planetary rulers. You should always have a balance of magical and medicinal. It's almost like you're becoming an herbal shaman, where you're understanding the kind of psychic, esoteric, magical part of nature, but you're also understanding the practical, medicinal part of nature. And astrology works in both of those categories. You know, when you start to think about it, you're going to see that the planets and the plants and the chakras, they all kind of work together. You know, if a plant grows really low and has an orange flower, like evening primrose, oh, that's very spleen chakra energy. It's physical body, female reproductive system. I get it. And if it grows tall and has these beautiful purpley blue flowers, because see, I'm wearing a purple shirt, and lavender is really kind of blue, ruled by Mercury. Throat chakra. But I'll do the chakra books a little later. So, one of my favorite herbal authors is Paul Byral, and he always used to say, it's Byral, like spiral. And sadly, he's another elder that we've lost in recent years. He had come to the shop and done some beautiful workshops and natal chart readings for us because he was an astrologer. And I started talking to him because he was very interested in how the planet Uranus, how its movements affected the earth and gave us premonitions or understandings about chaos and catastrophic things like earthquakes. And I know that one night I just could not get to sleep. It was 2:30 in the morning. I realized that Uranus had just moved into Aries, and so that big shift was there. And of course there was the Fukushima earthquake. So I talked to Paul on the phone. That's my first conversation with him. And we talked about the chaotic planet. And we just realized that we had an awful lot in common. And he's written a ton of books. He has his own craft tradition. And he came and he did a ritual in that craft tradition for us. And he talked about herbalism. And he's a really knowledgeable person, a great loss to the herbal community. So the Master Book of Herbalism by Paul Byral is fantastic. And then also there's the Compendium of Magickal, Compendium of Herbal Magic. So these two work really well together. In here, you're going to get herbs and astrology. You're going to get just a lot of information, again, kind of shamanic, medicinal, and magical information. And then the Compendium of Herbal Magic is a great companion. I opened up to peyote. But there's all kinds of illustrations as well, so you could recognize the plant in nature. And speaking of that, if you really want to walk the walk, not just talk the talk, Culpepper's Color Herbal. Now, Culpepper is one of the pioneers in medicinal astrological herbalism. So Culpepper started doing the rulerships of plants. Big pioneer in that. But these are wonderful because you can see the plants and what they look like. And then it also will tell you, soapwort, where to find it. What is the time of its flower? What astrology does it have? What medicinal virtues does it have? And what are some of the modern uses, which are more magical? So Culpepper's Color Herbal, really valuable. And then if you want to get a little deeper into magic and start making your own incense, the Herbal Alchemist's Handbook. Herbs have been used for medicine, magic, and ritual for centuries. The ancient arts of herbal alchemy and herbal magic combine the healing and energizing effects of herbs, roots, leaves, flowers, resins, and even essential oils. Become part of the cycle of nature. Learn the astrological movement of the stars and the planets and the cycles of the seasons. Astrology hidden in herbs. And then again, I said you should always have a balance between magical and medicinal. And here is my medicinal herb book. Rosemary Gladstar's Medicinal Herbs. She's phenomenal. And she has a company called Mountain Rose Herbs. If you want to find, different things, plants that you can't find. We carry probably about 50 different herbs. Some are for magic only. They're poisonous. And some are used for both practices. But when people come to buy them, they're like, oh, can I make this into a tea? And I always say, I think you should do your own research and find out what's poisonous and what's not, and what you want to use it for. I like people to kind of do their own work. But this is a really, really great book, too. And there are fantastic pictures. This is turmeric. But this is really more medicinal. But wouldn't it be wonderful to have the knowledge of magic and medicine and be able to take the herb that you know is being offered to you for your healing and then magically energize that for more potency? So these are my picks for herbal books. Rosemary Gladstar's Medicinal Herbs. The Herbal Alchemist. Culpepper's Color Herbal. The Compendium of Herbal Magic. The Master Book of Herbalism. And then learn how to plant, even if you're only going to have a small windowsill garden. Something like this, the Ultimate Encyclopedia. Organic gardening. You can't go wrong. I wonder what I'll review next. I guess you'll have to click over and find out. Peace and blessed be.